Welcome to a short training video for the Be Intense Made infrared cabin. In a few minutes, you will know the most important things and how to operate the cabin correctly. Infrared radiation is known from nature. About 54% of the solar radiation that reaches the Earth is infrared radiation, and we feel it as pleasant warmth. The blood circulation is stimulated and sweat supplies the skin with optimal moisture. The Be Intense Made infrared cabin is supplied with detailed instructions for use. You can refer to it at any time. Keep the instructions for use in a safe place. Detailed information on the use and target group of the application can be found in the instructions for use. On the first pages, you will find warnings for your safety. For example, the information that the accessibility of the power plug must always be guaranteed. Read them through directly in the instructions for use. There are also general instructions for using the Be Intense Made infrared cabin. No liquids may get into or onto the infrared heater or on the cover. The infrared heater must not be covered or objects placed on it. If you have long hair, make sure that it is tied up for the treatment and that it does not touch the infrared heater. Make sure that the user does not touch the infrared heater, as this can lead to burns. People with limited sensitivity to warmth or who are under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or sedatives are not allowed to use the infrared cabin. Wait 10 minutes after the last use before reactivating the heater. Please instruct the user. In case of pain in the irradiated skin area, the infrared intensity can be reduced by the user. If the temperature is too high, the user can open the door. If the user feels uncomfortable during the treatment, he can stop it at any time. For people with operations, illnesses, injuries, pregnancy, or in the case of plastic or medical implants, as well as at risk of overheating due to, for example, cardiovascular diseases or taking medication, the treatment must be clarified with a doctor. The user must not look directly into the heater for more than 9 minutes. Protective goggles are recommended for sensitive eyes. You can find more information on this in the instructions for use. At least 24 hours must have passed between sunbathing or solarium before using the infrared cabin. After the application, a shower and creaming the skin with moisturizing lotion are recommended. Reddened skin is normal after use. If the user's skin is reddened for longer than 3 hours, reduce the heater intensity the next time it is used. If the skin is reddened for more than 12 hours, it is recommended that the user consults a doctor. Never open the electrical components of the infrared cabin. These may only be exchanged with original Be Intense parts by a specialist certified by Be Intense. Don't let children play with the infrared cabin. Carry out cleaning and service work or use the cabin. If the treatment was interrupted because of a defect, you can continue it after starting up again. In case of errors, please contact office@be-intense.at directly. You will find a summary of all indications on the first pages of the instructions for use. All information on transport and storage of the Be Intense Made infrared cabin can be found in the instructions for use. Here are a few general tips on using the infrared cabin. Check that the cabin is intact before using it. For reasons of hygiene, the user wears bathing shoes when entering the infrared cabin and uses a towel to sit on. A treatment takes about 30 to 50 minutes, depending on the medical indication. The cabin switches off automatically after 60 minutes. Temperatures of 30 to 40 degrees Celsius are reached during use. It is recommended to drink a glass of water before using the cabin. The intensity can be changed during the application. If a visual aid is required, it must be used during the application. The infrared heat must lead directly to the skin. The user's upper body must be free. Make sure that the backrest is optimally adjusted so that the spine can be positioned exactly in front of the heater and the back can be leaned against. We recommend a shower after the treatment. Disinfect the bench and backrest after the treatment. Advantages of using a B-Intense made infrared cabin. Local contact-free heat. Muscle tension is released. Pain and tensions are reduced. Fast heating up of the cabin. Intuitive operation for staff and users. The control unit of the B-Intense made infrared cabin is located inside the cabin. This allows the user to adjust the intensity, light, and music playback at any time. The cabin is activated with the on-off button. The presetting of 30 minutes can be adjusted in 5-minute steps within 10 seconds after switching on the B-Intense made with the plus-minus key. A maximum of 50 minutes can be set. The back and front infrared heaters are activated within 2 to 3 seconds. The front heater heats up to 100% of its power, the back heater to 50% of its power. The front heater can be regulated at any time via the control unit. Our recommendation is not to increase the heater more than 50% in the first 5 minutes of use, as this allows the body to adjust to the heat. By pressing the symbol for the back heater once, it is activated and can be set using the plus-minus key. This also applies to the front heater. The light is switched on and off by pressing the light symbol. Pressing the music playback symbol once activates audio playback on the SD card. Use the plus-minus buttons to select the title you want. If the music is active, change the volume by pressing the symbol and the plus-minus button. Pressing once activates audio playback from external audio sources that are connected to a 3.5mm audio jack cable to the aux connection. The cable can be plugged in on the power side of the control unit. When it is not used, this key has no function. If you want to make changes to the basic settings of the B-Intense made infrared cabin, you can change this in the service menu. How to get to the service menu and how to change the individual parameters can be found directly in the instructions for use. Information on cleaning, guarantee, and technical data of the infrared cabin can be found on the last pages of the instructions for use. In our video, we left the cabin doors open for better demonstration. However, it is recommended to close them during use. If you have any questions, please contact the B-Intense office at office@b-intense.at. We wish you and your users a lot of success with the B-Intense made infrared cabin.